But basically, he's like, wow, you're even mean sober. Jesan Sorrells, Jesan Sorrells Presents, episode number 52. Okay, so today I'm going to talk very quickly about something. I don't know. Where have we landed? Oh my gosh. Well, let me talk very honestly about something that a whole lot of maybe entrepreneurs don't talk about. And this is going to be kind of an honest, I don't want to say rant, just an honest observation. Being an entrepreneur is really hard. You don't get a whole lot of pats on the back. You don't get a whole lot of amens or thank you, buddy, for going out in the world. Entrepreneurship is hard on the spirit. It's hard on the mind. It's hard on the body. So when people think about entrepreneurship, most people think about Kylie Jenner, right? She's being celebrated as a billionaire on Instagram, and that's cool. I'm not taking anything away from Kylie Jenner. You have to factor in things like her mom and the Kardashians and that entire milieu into that, but whatever. Okay, she's being celebrated as a billionaire entrepreneur at like 20, whatever she is. Cool, okay. The vast majority of entrepreneurs I know, though, are not Kylie Jenner. The vast majority of entrepreneurs are people who are like running the bodega down the street, or who are flipping cars, or not flipping cars, but flipping baby toys on Amazon, right? They're the people who are engaged with providing you copier services in your office. They're the people who are, I don't know, running 2- and 3-person digital marketing companies in your town. They are people who are, they're the artist who's selling albums on Spotify that you're downloading for free and then going to the show and saying, oh, that shirt that's $14.95 is too much because I paid $75 for this ticket. Those are entrepreneurs. And those entrepreneurs don't get a whole lot of claps on Instagram. Those entrepreneurs don't get a whole lot of support. And so I will say, at this point in time in the year, this is now, what month is this? This is now March in 2019. I will say that on the back end of all this journey that you don't always get to see in these videos, it's been a really interesting 15 months in this journey. And it's been interesting because there aren't any claps. You know what there are? There are calls from people saying, hey, Jesan, you owe us money, when are you going to pay us? There are projects that don't land. There are employees that quit. There are times that, I get paid last, if at all. There are hours in the car driving from one client to another. There are the hours of standing up and training in front of a client, because training services is what I'm scaling and selling. There are the tiny motions that you have to do in order to turn a model from one that's focused around yourself to a model that's focused around a product. These are all the things in entrepreneurship that are happening. These are all the things over the last 15 months, soon to be 16 months, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, that eventually add up, and hopefully you have more in the positive column than in the negative column, and then you succeed. Or you wonder if you're doing the right thing. You wonder if after 5 or 6 years you should probably be doing something else. It's really hard to do this, but not really hard because I could, go into poverty. That could happen. It's not really hard because my kids could not get fed. That could happen if I don't make the right bets, right? It's not hard because my employees and myself might not get paid. That could happen. It's really hard because in a first world where Kylie Jenner is celebrated on Instagram, some of you think that's where the claps go. And I'm arguing that you need to make more of an effort to get to know your local entrepreneurs. You need to get to know the Kylie Jenners and the people who are going to be the Kylie Jenners in your own zip code. And while I appreciate what's happening on Instagram, and I appreciate what's happening on YouTube, and I appreciate what's happening on Facebook, and I appreciate what's happening on all these social platforms and Snapchat and the smaller ones in the entrepreneurship space, you need to go and get to know your neighbor across the hall who's playing video games on Twitch and is trying to get a brand to come to them for $500 so that they can pay their rent one more month to play video games one more time, so that they don't have to go work an office job doing something that they're not passionate about, where they don't think they have meaning or matter. That's what I want you to do. That's my appeal today to you in Jesan Sorrells Presents. This is probably a less funny video and more of a contemplative one, and probably a quieter one. But I want you to think more about supporting your local entrepreneur. Kylie and Gary and Chase and Sonny and all those people on these platforms, they're doing great work, and it's fine. You can look at them for inspiration, but the number one person who needs your help and support is the person who's across the hall or down the street or even in your own family. Buy from them, talk to them, deal with them, engage with them, support them, because guess what? On a month-to-month basis, on a week-to-week basis, on a day-to-day basis, they are grinding, and it is a lonely journey. And you have the power to make it less lonely. You have the power to give them the support they need. You have the power to make it less problematic. And this is not about money. This is not an appeal to like buy their products, although you probably should do that. This is not an appeal to I don't know, pay off their debts. I'm not asking you to do that. This is not an appeal to go help their Kickstarter campaign, although you probably should. This is an appeal to give them moral and dare I say spiritual support by maybe going across the hall to them, or going down the street to them, or hitting them up on Instagram and saying, hey, how you doing, man? What can I do to help you? All right. Just keep that in mind. Thank you.